Stop that. Just speed up a bit more and then come in, okay? Hi guys, and welcome back to Clearview Driving. Today I'm doing a mock test with Josh. Now this is the first time we're driving together, and you said your test is in about a month's time?
Yeah.
And you've done around 40 hours probably from over the last year or so?
Yeah, since like beginning of December.
Okay, oh okay, yeah, not too long then. So yeah, your test is coming up, but your test is all the way in Milton Keynes, which is completely kind of different from where we are today. We're going to try and go on similar roads so that you can experience what the test would hopefully be like over there. Now, do you know what kind of happens in the test, how the mock test is going to go?
I've just heard it lasts like, it's 40 minutes, you do one manoeuvre and you get taken down all the...
Yeah, so you're going to have a mixture of roads, about 38 to 40 minutes of kind of start to finish, but the drive's only really about half an hour. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to get you to do one manoeuvre, and I may also get you to carry out the emergency stop. I'm going to give you 10 minutes of independent driving, which is where I'm going to give you a series of directions to kind of follow. Not following the sat nav in today's lesson. Okay. Alright, so for anyone that's new to the channel, don't forget to like the video, comment down below, subscribe, and select that bell icon so that you get a notification every time that I upload on YouTube. So you ready? Alright, so throughout the drive, following ahead, okay? Alright Josh, whenever you're ready, let's drive off please. Turn right please. Josh has a really good approach to the junction. He slows down using the foot brake and then puts the clutch down closer to the end of the road, prepares in first gear straight away. In the distance ahead, you can see a vehicle crosses our road. There's a gap on the left and right, so always step off the accelerator in case somebody on the left or right hasn't noticed you're approaching. You can pull in and park up on the left-hand side just before the silver car. Thank you. So shortly I'm going to get you to carry out the parallel park exercise. We're not going to use the silver car, we'll use the one directly in front of them, okay, the little Fiat 500. So I'd like you to go into the road next to the car and then reverse back and finish within 2 car lengths and try not to touch the pavement as you're doing this. Okay, and don't worry if you're in front of the driveway when you're doing this as well. Alright, when you're ready. When moving off from this park position, Josh gets a minor fault for clearance from the silver car ahead. With where he drives normally, he's not used to having to use clutch control when moving out of narrow spaces, as there's usually a lot of space. Josh does a really good job with his observation before starting to reverse and also whilst he's reversing. He continues to look over his right blind spot and over towards his left to make sure that nobody is close to his vehicle while reversing. He is using brake and clutch together, which does make it harder to control the speed of the vehicle. When using clutch control, lift the clutch up to move a little bit faster and dip the clutch down to slow the vehicle down. The only time you need the foot brake is if you're on a gradient or if putting the clutch down doesn't slow you down enough, so then you put the clutch down fully and then use the brake to control the speed. Josh does decide to go forward to readjust his manoeuvre. This will give you a minor fault for control with your reverse parking. He does look all around, making sure that no one is on his right blind spot before going forward. So remember to always check when you change directions. Thank you. Drive off whenever you're ready. And turn left just in here. The entrance into the new road is really narrow. Josh turns in really slowly, making sure not to swing out over the white line. Turn right, please. As we get to the end of this road, the view of the new road is obscured by parked vehicles on both sides, so you need to slowly edge forward when the road appears to be clear. Josh does this really well. Once we were out slightly, the vehicle on the right decided to give way. Josh didn't realise until a little bit later. The new road has a 20 miles per hour speed limit. Josh doesn't realise this and starts to speed up to about 26 miles per hour. I had to tell him to slow down as we're well over the speed limit. It's a 20 zone, by the way. Yeah, a lot of the area is 20. There are various hazards and a lot more going on in the area we're driving in today than in the area that Josh has previously driven, so he's not used to dealing with as many hazards on the go. When we get to the roundabout, I'd like you to take the first exit left. Josh does get a serious fault for his awareness and planning to the zebra crossing ahead. Initially, his attention is on the motorbike who is close to us. Josh does react slightly late to the pedestrian that's already on the crossing, but the real hazard was the second pedestrian who's now hidden behind the red van as we've tried to move forward. Always make sure to look both ways before you go forward, especially when the windscreen pillars can easily hide pedestrians. Stop there. Stop there. follow signs to Heathrow, please. Heathrow is the first exit, okay? So first exit left is Heathrow.
Okay, I thought it was on the side.
It's at Harrow for the other side. So Heathrow is this way. So now carry on following signs to Heathrow. Josh quickly gets up to the speed of the road, maintaining a really good position in the centre of his lane. Heathrow is the second exit on the next roundabout. As we go forward, the left-hand lane splits into two and we can either use the far left or the middle lane. Josh goes into the middle lane, which naturally puts him into the overtaking lane on the exit. Starting the roundabout from the middle lane isn't a major concern, provided you stick to this lane. Once you get to the other side, you make good progress and move back into the left-hand lane when safe. It would be ideal to start in the left, as you don't need to switch lanes after. Josh is being a little bit cautious at the roundabout, but the gaps that he's missing, they're not substantial enough to be a hesitation fault at the moment. But as the traffic on the roundabout is moving really quickly, when we enter we need to move in really quickly so that we don't slow anyone down. Josh does get a serious fault for junction observation. The gap that he takes, the vehicle on the right takes at the same time. It was a safe gap, but we moved in too slowly. We did cause the vehicle approaching from the right to brake harsh as we entered. As we're going forward, the right-hand lane splits into two halves. We can use the middle or the far right to turn right. Josh goes into the far right lane, which makes it harder to exit, as it will naturally put us into the overtaking lane on the exit. We're waiting at the correct point, which should take us towards our exit. Currently, second exit is directly in front of us, so we should be trying to make our way towards the left to exit more easily. Josh continues in the lane that's closest to the roundabout, which is now actually supposed to be for the fourth exit. He needs to check his mirrors and signal left to make it clear that he wants to exit. You can still switch lanes at this point, provided that nobody is to your left and it's safe to switch over. If it's not safe to switch lanes, you can simply go back round the roundabout, just don't move in front of other traffic. Josh gets a minor fault for signal necessary as he needed to signal to exit the roundabout. Once on the exit, he continues trying to move in towards the far left lane. It's not safe to always move towards the left straight away, so try and make good progress in the overtaking lane and move back into the left when safe. At the next set of traffic lights, turn right, they're coming up shortly. Turn right. Josh deals with the lane change really safely by making sure that nobody is next to him before switching lanes. He realises he can no longer make the right turn and stays calm and continues to follow the road ahead. Going the wrong way will not give you a fault. Always stay calm if you know you're going the wrong way, and the examiner will redirect you when it's safe to do so. We're currently on a 40 mph road, so when the traffic lights change to green, you need to get up to the speed of the road and then move back into the left-hand lane when it's safe. Josh starts moving into the left-hand lane straight away. There's a bus in the far left lane who now has to slow down for us. He is checking his mirrors, but he's not reacting to what's actually happening. He should have carried on in the right-hand lane for a little bit longer. From here, there's going to be two sets of traffic lights quite close together. Okay, and we're just going straight towards Yedding from here, so straight from both. I suggest you use that middle lane here. drive off whenever you're ready.
Oops.
Don't worry, it doesn't do anything. As we're waiting at this roundabout to enter, the vehicles around us are taking risky gaps and entering the roundabout quickly, but that doesn't mean that we should be taking the same gap as them. When you find the right gap, go into the roundabout really quickly, making sure you go straight into your position, and it's better to use a lower gear to do this so that you have quick acceleration as you enter. Approaching the traffic lights, there are two lanes that turn right. Josh goes into the overtaking lane to turn right. Now, starting in the overtaking lane and staying in the overtaking lane is not a serious fault, as it's not for too long. Josh does start in the overtaking lane, but as he's turning, mid-turn he switches into the left-hand lane, obstructing the path of a vehicle on the left, giving him a serious fault for use of mirrors change direction again. He's very used to moving back into the left-hand lane in the new road, but as there's always traffic around us, it's not safe to switch lanes like this. He should have carried on in the overtaking lane and switched back later. to straighten up a bit more because we're going to leave the car here for a little
Okay.
while. That'll be great there, thank you. Secure the car. And switch off the engine. Okay. That's the end of your driving test. If you just give me a few minutes. You okay to get back into it? Okay, so that's the end of your test. How was the drive for you?
Well, the lack of knowledge of the area got to me.
Yeah.
I know it could have been better, but
Yeah, so there are a few faults, definitely. You've got good control of the car, but again, you didn't know the area, so some of the mistakes may have been happening because of that, like the 20 zone and stuff like that.
yeah.
But I want to talk about the major concerns that we've got today. So we've got use of mirrors change direction as a serious fault, and that came in twice. So the thing is, you know when we were at that traffic light, when you were about to go the wrong way?
Yeah.
Yeah? So going the wrong way, is that okay?
Yeah, it's not a fault.
That's not a fault, yeah, so that's not a fault. So you knew you were waiting and you couldn't go right, so you turned off your signal, you're waiting there quite calm.
Yeah.
As we moved forward, what happened with that bus? Why did he use the horn?
I guess I was too close to him.
So as we moved off at the traffic lights, what speed was that junction, like the road? It's a 40 road.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we're waiting on a 40 road and everyone's waiting, and as you moved off, you're moving off, but then as soon as you're moving off, you're trying to move over. And now you did signal, you did check your mirrors, but there's a bus really close, and I don't think he was really looking to give you way. Isn't it a little bit better for us to just get to that speed and then move over later? Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
So you were just kind of adamant on getting back to that normal driving position, and that's kind of what made that serious fault occur. So yeah, we didn't need to rush back. We could have moved back much later.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, because the thing is, it's only an issue if you're driving in the overtaking lane if you're slow. So if you're there and you're kind of just staying there and you're kind of a hazard being there.
Yeah, everyone's gonna
Yeah?
undertake.
I'm gonna open the window, it's getting really hot. And then the second time that issue happened was just back there now, you know, at those traffic lights where we were turning right. We're turning right and there are 2 lanes for turning right. You happened to get into the overtaking one, didn't you?
It was a straight and right lane, right? And I think I'm doing one.
So at the traffic lights, we were going right. There were 2 lanes going right. You were in the second one.
Was it 2 right only lanes?
Yes.
Goodness, I didn't even. I think I only saw the first one.
Yeah. No, that's okay. But then as we moved off, there was a van on your left and he went round us and he went in the left lane. As you're moving off, you're checking your mirror and you're moving into the left lane, and there was a Prius, black one. You should have just stayed on the right. So whatever lane you're in, just turn in that one and just kind of make progress and then come back.
Okay, yeah.
So it wasn't an issue, the fact that you're even in that lane. It's the issue is you're changing and they're not expecting you to change at this point. Okay? So you are checking your mirrors. A lot of the times you are checking, but you're kind of not acting on what you actually see.
Yeah.
Okay? Then we had that pedestrian crossing quite early. You know that zebra crossing?
Yeah.
There were 2 pedestrians. The first one caught you off by guard a little bit. But then as you're waiting, I think the windscreen pillar definitely was a blind spot, wasn't it? With that second man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was already in the road and I had to say stop, even though you would have seen him, you know, had he stepped in a bit more, but you would have moved by that point. So yeah, when you're at a zebra crossing...
Scan both sides properly, yeah.
Yes. And these pillars, you can easily see behind them by just kind of moving your head. So that caught you off there. Junction observation. So this is that big roundabout where we were going straight and you managed to get into the middle lane and there was a bit of a queue in the middle lane, but left and right were empty. It was a 40 road again, but we were following Heathrow.
Yeah.
And now as you kind of entered that roundabout, the gap that you took with that silver BMW, I think it was quite a risky gap. He was stepping on it. So the guy next to you kind of both moved off together, but the car next to you, he went a lot quicker than you did. And it's one of those roads where if you can go in, just, you know, be on your way, go. Yeah.
Was that that grey van? Or truck kind of?
No, this was... So we did that roundabout twice. Okay. So the first attempt, we did that roundabout from the dual carriageway and we were going straight and you were in the middle lane.
Yeah.
And you went straight from the middle lane. So the path you took was great. It's just the gap that you've taken to enter was risky. So it wasn't a good gap. The second time we did the roundabout, we were on the side road, crossing the dual carriageway where it probably seemed like you were waiting for too long.
I had a feeling I was like, these are not safe. I'm like, how?
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that you kept waiting, it was fine because you didn't actually miss any opportunities there.
Okay.
And I know it can sometimes feel like, oh, maybe I should be going.
Yeah, because everyone else is trying.
Yeah, but the gaps they were taking weren't right. You saw it yourself. So you waited, so that was fine. But it's one of those roundabouts where when you go in, you've got to go, yeah, I'm in. You can't go in and go, yeah, I'm going in. Because it's just, the traffic's just too fast. So as you go in, even if you wait for the right gap, if you go in too slowly, it's a bit risky.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to kind of really step on it when you go in. Your parallel park was really nice. Okay, just we had enough space at the back to continue. You didn't actually need to go forward.
Oh. Okay.
You were going in perfectly, but it's okay that you went forward. Okay. Just about your clutch control, you have a tendency to kind of lift the clutch up, but then use the brake to slow down instead of just squeezing the clutch down. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the car feels like it doesn't want to slow.
Yeah, I know it's under maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna work on that a little bit now. And let me see if there's any others. Overall, you know what you're doing. You've got good control of your vehicle. Just make sure that you know what the speed limit is.
Yeah.
So anytime you get to a new road, think, okay, wait, are there any signs? What is the speed limit? And then drive up to that speed limit. And if you're in the overtaking lane, don't try and just move over. Get to the speed.
Okay.
Is it an issue if you carry on driving in the overtaking lane for a little while if you needed to?
Well, no, it's not.
No, right? But when you're in the overtaking lane and it's 40 and now you're trying to do 20 and move over, who's going to want to slow down to 20 here to let you in? So that's kind of what happened with the bus. He was trying to get on with it and you're like, no, let me move over first. Yeah. Alright, that's basically the most of it really. Okay. Alright, so that's the end of our mock test video today. Hopefully that video has been useful for you guys and you'll be able to watch this back and actually reflect on, actually this is what happened. But yeah, thank you for watching and bye for now.